Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be talking about Hunter x Hunter. Now, with the recent chapter that we just got, we've seen at the end of the chapter, Kurapika saying that he's going to collaborate with Prince Tebeppa. Now, Prince Tebeppa is working with Prince Tserriednich. So, for the future of Hunter x Hunter, this sets up a very major fight for the future, which is going to be Kurapika versus Prince Tserriednich. Now, I'm just going to analyze this a little bit, and at the end of the video, I'm going to say who I personally think would win. Um, First, I want to say we don't know everything that Tserriednich has in store because he's still learning how to use Nen properly. And from what we've seen with Kurapika, he did definitely get stronger in this new arc because he has some new abilities that we didn't see. It's probably the fifth chain because on all five of his fingers he has a certain ability that he's able to use. Uh I'm also going to analyze each one of his chains and then a little bit about Tserriednich, but basically I think I'll start off with Prince Tserriednich, but basically when the girl Theta, I think her name is, please if you know the correct uh pronunciation, say that in the comments. But yeah, so Theta, she basically teaches Tserriednich how to use Nen, the basics of Nen. And while she watches him train, she realizes that he's so strong and has so much potential that it's a very bad idea to actually teach him everything about Nen because he's going to be very dangerous. And with the succession war going on, there's a high chance that Prince Tserriednich is going to one-shot everyone on the Black Whale. There is probably a few exceptions, but we'll see what happens. Crollo. Yeah, so Tserriednich has this ability with Zetsu. So when he's using Zetsu, he can basically see in the future for about 10 seconds or so. Um, when Theta pulled out her gun to shoot him, he had his eyes closed, so he was actually seeing a vision at the time. So he imagined himself moving out of the way. That's why he was able to survive that. Because I'm not sure how it really is. I don't know if he jumped out of his body or something, but it's kind of like Future Sight from One Piece, if you're familiar with that. So that's a very OP ability right there. Future Sight, that's crazy. And then obviously is the two Nen beasts. One of them is the Guardian Spirit Beast, and then he created his own Nen beast when he unlocked his Nen. So yeah, he is very dangerous. All the other princes only have one. He has two. So he's up there to win right now, the succession war. Um Kurapika does know that Tserriednich collects the eyes. So one of the motives Kurapika has for even going on this voyage is definitely to get those eyes back from Tserriednich. And I remember in the last video I wasn't sure like if Kurapika had knew what was going on with Tserriednich. There was a chunk of the manga that I didn't really read. I just watched some videos and stuff on it. I didn't feel like reading all that dialogue. My bad. But yeah. So Kurapika does know that Tserriednich has the Scarlet Eyes. So yeah, he's definitely going to target Tserriednich when he has a chance. But right now, his main motive is to protect Prince Wobble because she's a baby. And when Kurapika first held her, he was like, I gotta protect her, you know? She's a baby. The mother's begging me, the Queen Oito. So yeah. Anyway, let's get into Kurapika's abilities and then we'll analyze like who would win the fight and stuff like that. So the first ability I'm gonna talk about is Kurapika's dowsing chain. He can use this to fight. When he first went into the mansion for the Nostrad family, he was using it a little bit to fight those kind of shadow clothed kind of puppets. He was using it to push them around and like, you know what I mean. Like he was throwing the little dowsing spherical thing at the end of it, like the ball. Yeah. He was throwing it at the things and kind of that's when he realized that they were made out of clothing when he did that. And that has a lot of other abilities. Like you can see where someone is, and then you can also see where you could also tell if someone's lying. And he did utilize this in the York New City arc and in the Succession War arc when they were trying to figure out if there were any spies during the Nen class. So that was a very useful ability there. I'm not really sure how he can use it against Tserriednich unless he wanted to find him. He could use it, I guess, defensively and offensively, but I'm not really sure how it could go. As you guys know, Kurapika is very elegant, and he can dodge a lot of attacks. Like when he fought against Uvogin, and Uvogin was a very not a tactical fighter, a very aggressive fighter. He would punch a lot and like destroy everything in his path, like on a rampage. He destroyed like hundreds of mafia members, and he destroyed all the shadow beasts by himself. So yeah, there's not a lot of stuff that could have stopped him, but obviously the chain jail is unbreakable, Karapika. Let's get into the next one now, which is Judgment Chain. And the Judgment Chain is also a very OP ability. Basically it really is. I'm not really sure. There's got to be some kind of downside to this, and if there is, please let me know down in the comments below. But basically, he basically thinks of two conditions, and then he basically throws like some kind of dagger into the heart of his victim, and then if they break that rule, like with Uvogin, for example, when he was asking him about the other Phantom Troop, he said "Go to hell," and then the spear stabbed his heart. So I'm not sure how. I think the what he has to do is have Emperor Time unlocked to use this ability, and that is obviously a very major downside because Emperor Time takes away an hour of his lifespan every second it's unlocked. And as you've seen in the manga, he was passed out for 5 hours with Emperor Time and lost 5 years of his life. So I guess the downside to Judgment Chain is that you have to have Emperor Time on while you're doing it. But like I said, it's a very, very OP ability. But let's get into the next one. This is a very, very OP one as well, which is Holy Chain, but it also does have that same similar downside, which is he can't use it unless he has Emperor Time unlocked. So with Uvogin, when Uvogin punched Kurapika on the arm and broke his arm, he basically healed it with the Holy Chain. It healed the whole thing. If it's a very serious injury, Kurapika is healing it. It does take a little bit of time. I mean, maybe like 30 seconds, I guess, just to wrap it around and heal it, but it's very, it is very quick. It's an instant regeneration thing basically. So as gamers say, the health bar is constantly going up with each attack. So that's also a very helpful thing in the fight with Tserriednich, because say if one of the Nen beasts, stab Karapika, he's healing it. I don't know if it's only broken bones. I believe cuts can be healed too. That just seems natural with the ability. But yeah. Before we get into the steel chain, which is the newest one that he unlocked, I just want to get into the chain jail, because the thing with chain jail is it's not going to be able to really be used in this fight, because as you guys know, Karapika set a pact, like a Nen pact, that he was never going to use chain jail on anyone else but the Phantom Troop. Um, the only way around this was when in the movie, not the last mention, Phantom Rogue, he used it against that one puppet master, but he was already in the Phantom Troop before. He was just not in it at the time. So that really didn't have any effect. But Tserriednich is obviously not in line with the Phantom Troop, unless the Phantom Troop and Prince Tserriednich work together and he maybe becomes a new member. That's only if one of the Phantom Troop do die, but it is a huge possibility because Hisoka is still out there. I'm definitely going to be talking more about the Hisoka and Phantom Troop situation in another video. But yeah, so basically, I don't know about Chain Jail right now. He can't really use it against Tserriednich, obviously. But if he does join Phantom Troop, that's a very OP ability, and Kurapika definitely gets the win. Then we have Steel Chain. So far, all of Kurapika's abilities are so OP. Like, all of his abilities are useful. They all do something. The dowsing chain helps with everyday things, finding people, investigating people and stuff like that. It's a very huge, like, finding out if people are lying or not. It's a perfect ability as a hunter. So yeah, and then the steel chain, obviously, the newest one he used, it was a very big part of Kurapika's character and the arc because he used it a lot against the bodyguards and stuff to try to trick them when they were learning Nen. He basically stabs a Nen user with the syringe and steals their abilities. It says here that it hurts the user a lot, like it's unbearable pain. I didn't really see that much, but I know he stabbed Queen Oito with it, and she got an ability. That's why she was able to move the cockroach, because Bill's ability was basically that, Karapika's bodyguard partner. Yeah, this is a very crazy ability because it even says here that Karapika's able to use the stolen powers that he takes. And it's very similar to Prince Benjamin's ability, the first prince, Benjamin Baton, because he can steal the abilities of his military men after they die. And this is like just doing it, you know? Karapika is just doing it free will. And he's able to use the ability whenever he wants. He's able to give it to people, which is insane. People that don't even know Nen. Queen Oito was just a random lady, and he gave her an ability. So yeah, it's very OP there. He could definitely use this on Tserriednich. He can steal his abilities. That's only if he's able to catch him, like I said, because that future sight ability is definitely gonna bypass that. So yeah. As for how the fight can go, I'm not really sure because there's a lot of ways this can happen. Because as you guys know, with Prince Tebepa and Karapika working together, if he does meet Prince Tserriednich, I don't know if Kurapika is just gonna get straight into the discussion like, "Give me my eyes back, bro." Um, if not, I'm feeling when they get to that fake dark continent, the fake one, then they might have the fight there, or they might actually have it in the dark continent. So yeah, I'm not really sure how this arc is even gonna go, because all the plots are just on the boat. Kurapika versus Tserriednich, the Phantom Troop fighting Hisoka, the Succession War. Those are the three major plots, so it's all there, you know. I think with Beyond Netero going to the Dark Continent is the main thing with that. But we'll definitely get into that later. Uh as for who would win, I'm not that sure because as you guys know, Prince Tserriednich has so much potential. And I mean, he has two Nen beasts. So with Karapika, I if he all right, let's break this up into three ways here. If Tserriednich joins the Phantom Troop, he's done. He's done with, you know. It's probably going to be a very tough fight for Karapika, but as soon as he hits him with that chain jail, he's done. He's done. He's not doing nothing. Um, but if he doesn't, and it's just a one-on-one fight, there's not that much stuff I could see with Kurapika doing because if he even attempts to steal his Nen ability, you know, he just has it. I don't know. It takes away the ability, but he still has two Nen beasts with him. So that's a very tough situation there. But obviously, I'm gonna go with my instinct. And as Kurapika being the main character of this arc, there's no way Togashi's going to end his character with a loss. So if he does fight against Tserriednich, there's going to be a lot of consequences. One of my theories was that once Kurapika gets these eyes back, I'm not really sure because he lost a lot of his lifespan already, and he's definitely going to die soon. He lost 5 years of his life on the ship already, bro. That's a lot. And then if he was gonna fight against Prince Tserriednich and maybe Phantom Troop members, I'm not even gonna get into that this video. He's going to lose a lot of his life. So I'm thinking once he achieves the mission of getting his the eyes back and he sets it up, maybe some kind of memorial, he can get buried with the Scarlet Eyes, and then Gon and Killua, Leorio, everyone can group back up. I'm not sure if everyone's going to the Dark Continent. I'm pretty sure they're gonna come back around because they can't end this without Gon. They have to do something with Gon. But anyways, guys, my opinion is that Kurapika is going to win. He's going to beat Tserriednich. We still have more of the manga, so if more stuff happens, we're in the final bout now because Kurapika is definitely going against Tserriednich very soon. So we're gonna see what's in store. Comment down below, who do you think is gonna win when the fight eventually happens? Uh, comment if you liked the video too. I know there was a lot of talking. That's kind of what I do. I've just thought about this fight for a long time, and to actually break it down like this is really cool, really fun. And yeah, Hunter x Hunter, it's a really good anime. I love it. It's probably my second favorite anime behind obviously Goat Piece. But yeah. Anyways, guys, it's been SSJ Benj.